Let's do a high ankle update. Joe Mixon was practicing out there. We know that he practiced before and then he didn't practice, but man, he's looking good out there. So I would definitely fire him up if you have him on your roster. Zach Moss also projected to play this weekend. He's a little bit more dicey. I think it's going to be a little bit more of a time split, to be honest. So I would consider sitting him. And then they actually ruled out already Jonathan Taylor. We projected that he was going to hit a multi-week absence. Looks like that's the case. Not as mild of a high ankle sprain as they thought. So you're going to have to look for other options there. Trey Sermon did come through last weekend. I had him on my roster. I'm probably going to have to start him again with all these injuries. Bijan also popped up with a hamstring strain, but he's been limited the past 2 days. That's actually positive for a hamstring strain. So I would actually start him this week. I know he's been pretty disappointing for a lot of people, but I think he's got a great matchup, and I think he's going to do well this week. They haven't been as clear about Brian Robinson's injury. He had a knee injury. It seems like it limited him last week, even though he played through it. Once again, he missed 2 practices this week. It's likely an MCL sprain, maybe a patella tendonitis. Those are pretty much the only 2 injuries you can possibly play through, along with that prepatellar bursitis, as we talked about earlier in the year. I would try and avoid Brian Robinson if possible. I know he's been a stud, but he's injured and he's going up against the staunch Ravens rushing defense. Last up, we have Kraft. He is off the injury report. He had a groin injury. Most likely, it's the adductor longus, which is the most commonly injured groin muscle. It's responsible for hip adduction, bringing the hip closer together, as well as a little bit of hip flexion. I would start him because there's no one else to start in tight ends.